Soap can do.
It's amazing what soap can do.
I feel just to be safe, you should put it on your dick before you enter somebody.
Hey there, beer tubers. Welcome back to the post-analysis chat with Greg with sage advice of putting things on your dick.
Yeah.
What is everybody drinking? I'm still drinking my sixth glass. It really is my sixth glass of sixth glass. What do you have in there, Ash?
So I gave the rest of that, I can't even remember what it's called, that Soda City beer. I gave it to Amy, and she's enjoying it. And now I am going on to Provincial IPA with Cascade and Chinook from Dominion City.
Nice.
And they are the makers of very good beer, or so they say.
Yeah, they made Pink Fuzz, or am I thinking a different one?
Huh?
I'm pretty sure I had a beer that Guy brought over to Chad's
You're
place.
thinking of Beyond the Pale.
Huh?
Yeah, Beyond the Pale is the one, but I know I've had something from Dominion City. I'd have to look it up. Anyway, Craig,
I'm going to ask you guys a question about this beer, but
crap. Okay, let's go back.
Not right now.
Right fucking now?
No, not right now. After everyone's done introducing.
All right, Greg, what are you drinking?
Well, unlike many things in the world at the moment, I've got Easy Answers IPA from Burning Sky.
There are no easy answers right now.
No. So yeah, but yeah, the artwork's pretty damn cool. All that sort of jazz.
Well, that's
really
neat.
awesome. Really awesome. Yeah, no social distancing on this can. That's for sure.
That's like straight Florida right there.
From a different time.
Yeah, from like a month ago. So 6% ABV. So hold on, what hops are in this? Does it actually tell you on the can? So it's got Simcoe backed up with Centennial and Chinook. So, but yeah, they started canning about I don't know, 5-6 months ago, something like that. But I'm a big fan of this brewery. They do a lot of kind of mixed fermentation stuff as a key rule kind of thing. But they do some wonderful saisons and stuff. They done one last year called Saison de Pêche. Hence Pêche, peach saison, which is absolutely banging. But yeah, they're just great. They do a lot of like 750ml light sharing bottles and stuff. But yeah, that's part of their core range beers. But yeah, really damn good. Really impressive.
Yes.
And looks apart. So,
all right.
George.
Cheers. And of course, we have a comment there from Mercy Beers who's saying, hopefully, Craig, this is not oxidized.
I hope not.
I'm reading that out of turn because it's.
No, it's not. No, it's not, mate. It's wonderful.
Wonderful. And just to say, Mercy Beers is saying, evening chaps, I'm stupidly drinking a 13% Hazelnut Imperial Stout. Wow. Stupidly? More like smartly.
Yeah.
You drink the shit out of that beer.
Nothing wrong with that, son. Yeah. No, he's a good lad.
It's not stupidity, it's efficiency.
It's do it.
All right.
Just do it.
Just do it. We're just doing it. Greg, what are you drinking, buddy?
I am having a Sawdust City Thin Brute IPA. And it is okay. I'm relatively enjoying it. And Arnold is now locked up and behind a door to hopefully go to sleep.
Wonderful.
Or tear his way out and murder us all. We'll see what happens.
Shit in the kitchen.
I, for one, though, I'm looking forward to see what else this evening Ashley decides to give his wife and what she enjoys.
Well, that bit.
Yeah, I was waiting. I was waiting for that one.
Well,
we're like 10 minutes in, not even 10 minutes.
There you go.
What are you drinking, Nick?
What am I drinking? Let me bring it over to me. Put the bottle on the floor. Everybody knows what I was drinking, which was the 6 glass, big ass bottle of it. I have to finish that first, but I will introduce you to the beer that I was going to drink next, which is a Boxing Rock Fisticuffs Chardonnay barrel aged barley wine.
Ooh, sounds fancy.
Should be interesting. 11.1% ABV from Boxing Rock in Shelburne, Nova Scotia.
I had a Boxing Rock beer in my Belgian Advent calendar this year.
Oh yeah, what'd they send you?
I can't remember. I'll have to take a look at that. Actually, you can just do what any good friend would have done, which is watch my video on it.
Yeah,
Asshole.
geez, Nick.
Hey, I
Jesus.
probably did watch
Fuck,
it.
we all
I just
watched
don't
it.
remember what it was.
Okay, so here's the thing. So, provincial IPA with it's the name of it's provincial. They just call it IPA with Cascade and Chinook. So, you're dealing with Cascade and Chinook. So those are classic C hops, generally like West Coast IPA, right? Correct. Sort of go on that vein. If someone's just calling a beer IPA, I think we're at that stage now where, I thought that IPA, this is just going to be like West Coast IPA, bitter, piney, that sort of idea. Probably see through it, just like a IPA. But now, I guess the norm or the standard now for IPA, just as a generic term, is now this. Just hazy.
Milkshake.
Yeah, it's just like we're just calling all IPAs or anything just IPA now.
It's not even an IPA.
That's a hazy IPA. That's a New England IPA. Whatever you want to call it, right? It's a haze bro. And there's nothing wrong with the beer. It's actually quite tasty. But I was just going off like just the nomenclature, just IPA now. It's everyone's just expecting now when they open an IPA to get like a haze bomb. So breweries are adjusting and they're just calling things, all their hazies and all that stuff is just a regular IPA. This isn't an IPA. This is, it's tasty, but I don't know.
Yeah, nobody. I will say one thing. He didn't label what each beer was on each day of your advent calendar, so I'd have to dig through all your videos to find out which day it was.
Well, no, it's supposed to be a mystery, Maxwell.
Yeah, yeah. But after the fact, when you go back to look at them, how are you supposed to?
It was later in the. It was definitely after the 16th. Pretty sure it was after the 16th.
Oh.
Anyways, I'm very happy with the order I made from Dominion City. This IPA, I actually haven't had the other. There's another is a double IPA and then 2 stouts. I got 4 of these, and this is just a nice approachable. I mean, it's 6.5%, so it's definitely not like.
Are they out of Quebec? I can't remember.
No, very close. They're out of Ottawa, which is not that far. That's like an hour away. So actually, in Ottawa, a good proportion of the people who live there are French. So
Yeah. Because I remember I've done the review, so I can't remember that Monster Mash we were talking about just before.
Yeah.
But that was phenomenal. That's like.
I didn't have that one, but they do a lot of like one-off, and they'll do full print labels and all that stuff for all of their beers, regardless. So
that's really.
And
cool.
then
Get my hands on something like that. I mean, we don't get them beers here.
You don't get that. No,
it's not going to happen. It's just like cheers you.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Definitely, it's like yeah.
And it's funny what I told Ewart and I we did our Dominion orders at pretty much the exact same time.
Yeah. So
it's like, what did you get? I'm like, okay, this is what I got. And I'm like, yeah, I got the provincial. He's like, oh yeah, that sounds like a boring beer. I'm like, yeah, it is a boring beer actually, but I mean, this is a beer that you can pretty much get at any good, like local homebrew or not homebrew, but local brewery would be able to pull off a basic hazy with Cascade and Chinook, and I probably didn't have to go to Dominion to get it, but supporting someone, so that's all that matters.
Unfortunately, looking at it, looks like Dominion sold out of some of the more interesting beers.
Oh yeah. They usually don't have a lot on their bottle shop online, like maybe like eight beers to choose from, I find. And that's sort of excluding like some of the ones that they have all the time, like their Paper Salesman and
well, I mean they still got the Giants of the North Imperial Stout, but they don't seem to have much. Like I know they had about 3 or 4 different stouts at one point. So
Yeah.
I have to wait for them
They
to
had-
restock.
God.
They got some really expensive ass beers too.
I just got the notification here from Steam saying Tekumuri is now playing Face Rig, which is that.
Yeah, I just saw that too.
Yeah. So I guess he was coming on shortly with a raccoon face or something.
Sweet.
Oh, that'll be cool.
That'd be cool. Raccoon. It was like raccoon. Anyway.
Oh, Rackhewert.
Raccoon.
It's funny though, GLB is always making new shit. Like, they are releasing at least 1 or 2 beers every single week, and now they haven't released anything new since this started. Because now I think they're just trying to keep up with their supply of like the base stuff, like Canuck and Octopus.
Well, that's the thing is, they have everybody on the road probably delivering all the stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like-
Well, I suspect those are probably their retail store employees. I'm sure
Oh,
they
maybe.
probably have some of their brewers too, but I'm sure their brewers are probably at full capacity, just making sort of their bread and butter beers.
Yeah.
I doubt they're really releasing anything exciting in any time in the future.
No, yeah.
But that's okay.
Well, I mean, times like this, you sort of get less distracted, and it sort of gives you the opportunity to come up with some crazy stuff. So who knows? Like I know yesterday, even though it's supposed to be like parenting, I actually made a beer yesterday. Just a 1 gallon batch. Just like actually, it was funny. I made another
homebrew.
Wow. They're just gonna grow up with it. So
Was it a collaboration with your children's blood?
yes, it was the blood red orange beer. And no, it wasn't. It was it was actually a hazy. I made a hazy with some Vic yeast and dropped 2 ounces of Idaho 7, and I'm gonna dry hop it with some Vic Secret. So it should be pretty interesting. But the crazy thing, it's gonna be done fermenting in 7 days. I'll have a bottle and I'll be drinking it in a week and a half, 2 weeks, which is really fast turnaround.
What was a Vic?
What's that?
It is a Vic yeast. Beer.
Yeah, that stuff it turns around in like 7 days. So if you're really on a time crunch, you can get stuff in a bottle in a week. If I had like kegs and stuff like that, I could have it on draft in like 8 days. It turns around that fast, so it's pretty crazy. So yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. So Greg, you actually like that black IPA, right?
I really enjoyed the black IPA. The Finn Brute, I'm not particularly excited about. It's fine. The black is excellent. The Long Dark Voyage, believe it or not, apparently I've never had Long Dark Voyage before, or at least
I'm sure you have.
Well, maybe I haven't.
You probably
I
just didn't
never
tap
untapped it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I called it.
There we go. There's Prospector Yui.
Yui.
Sorry, Plantation Owner Yui. That's what I meant to say.
He does kind of look like he owns a plantation.
Yeah. So how's the cotton business going, Yui?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can
Yes,
hear you
Massa.
just fine.
Hey,
Jesus
howdy,
Christ.
fellas.
Howdy.
I wish I did a good Southern accent, but
See, Nick, it all comes full circle.
I learned from the best.
Happy Black History Month to y'all.
Okay, that's too far. Shut up, Craig.
Okay.
What? Well, that was last month. My apologies for getting my dates wrong, Nick.
What month is this?
Who knows? I just feel
think
we should celebrate
we're still in
Black
March,
History
man.
every month. It's that important. And if you object to that, Nick, then that's on you.
Shut the fuck up, Greg.
So how are you adjusting to working from home?
It's not been easy. It's I don't know. It's just hard to get in the groove. I'm not used to sitting around all day. I mean, there's times I could work on the computer for hours at a time if I'm interested in what I'm doing. But I'm used to like
porn.
days occupied with meetings, solving problems, and it's just like now I do it remotely, and it's just like it's weird. It's different. I can't you have to try to get a hold of somebody versus them being there. The office next to you or down the hall or whatever. So it's weird.
Yeah, it's kind of made my job a little difficult in the same way, like where I can't just run down the hall and address an issue. I have to call somebody or email them or what for support or whatever. Makes it a lot more time consuming.
It's funny. Amy, I was talking to Amy about this yesterday, and she's like, "Yeah, I've been doing this for like the last 8 years." She's like, "I've just been working and living like what everyone else is experiencing for the last 8 years. Works from home, stays home, goes out every so often. That's about it."
Yeah, but it's hard for her now because with you home, it's hard for her to invite her dudes over.
Exactly, right? So,
What you think of your wife for a second there?
I know, terrible.
How's she supposed to cheat on you when you're always home?
Yeah. You know what, Ashley, you are a real cockblock, to be fair.
Sorry, man.
That's right. I saw those times when I'm trying to get out with my wife, I think of Ashley.
Wow.
Yeah.
But then I think of Cole Hand. And then I get excited again because I know they just sometimes do warm coat collaboration. Come on, give me some of that Cole Hand and Mountain Hardware.
Right?
A Cole Hand job?
Wow.
Wow, Nick, you just took that one too far.
That's too far. That's too much, Nick.
Take
Take this offline.
We're like 16 minutes in,
offline.
and it's just already.
Wait. Is Mountain Hardware related to Cole Hand?
No, we did a outerwear collaboration with them and a lifestyle product collaboration with them 2 years ago. Developed like some jackets, outerwear.
Isn't Mountain Hardware owned by Columbia?
They are.
They are, yes.
So Cole Haan stooped and did a collaboration with Columbia.
Sure.
Okay. I'm fine with Columbia stuff. I just they had to create like a nicer line for whatever reason.
Well, they wanted to take the expertise of Mountain Hardware because Cole Haan is all about their target market and their customer are people who live in major cities. The Greg's lifestyle, really, essentially. Commute to work. No.
Yuppies.
Wow.
No, 100%.
So not for country bumpkins like me.
No, definitely not for country bumpkins like you. People who are commuting to work, they're working in major city centers. They are working amongst the hustle and bustle, so they're creating footwear and lifestyle accessories that suit those lifestyles. So Greg doesn't need the Canada Goose jacket because he's going from his car to the subway, and then he's walking probably underground and stuff like that. So he just needs
I don't own a single Canada Goose jacket.
No, so he just needs a lightweight jacket that is good on the elements, but also delivers style and quality, right? So we bring the style. Mountain Hardware brings the quality with their lightweight, like Ultra Loft Down or whatever the fuck it's called. I can't remember. And you make a fashionable jacket that suits that commuter lifestyle. So there's you're just matching synergies, right? So
see, here you go. I can buy this jacket on clearance.
Yeah, it's not like Cole Haan's like selling Mountain Hardware jackets for people to go up Everest.
Wait, is Cole Haan, is it women's wear or is it both men and women?
It's unisex.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
I could wear this women's jacket, I'd be totally fine?
No, they make jackets for men.
Okay.
You can wear a women's jacket all you want. I don't care what you do on your private time. You do.
All right, well, hey. A thong up the butt is nice now and then.
But realistically, though, guys don't have to wear dress shoes all the time. They can wear something that looks like a dress shoe that feels like a sneaker.
I wear running shoes no matter where I am.
Yeah, you'd be better off actually wearing Cole Haan. Do yourself a favor, right? Go to Halton Hills. Go to Toronto Premium Outlet.
Well, like right now?
When there's no China virus over there. And
go in there.
Whoa, don't be racist. It's the Wu-Tang.
He just alienated his whole clientele.
I'm just joking. We were talking about that earlier. And go grab yourself a pair of shoes, man. You'll do yourself a favor by actually buying Cole Haan shoes. And
I have 40 pairs of running shoes and
I know,
wear them all.
But you look like a schluck.
You're my hero.
Because you're in your 30s. you're dressing nice, and you're wearing running shoes. And you can wear something that feels like a running shoe that
You look like
looks.
you look like an American at that point. You're wearing sneakers with like.
No. See, here's my style. I wear a cheap T-shirt from Costco. I wear sweatpants from Walmart. I wear Nike or Adidas running shoes, and then I have an $800 jacket. That's just how I do things.
Jesus.
You do
What
you,
disaster.
man. Whatever. There we go. Nick, I don't have any bicycling shoes for you. I'm sorry.
Aww.
For your big upcoming season of cycling all around New Brunswick.
All around where?
All around the place, man. You can do it on a bike right now. What's stopping you right now? There's no snow on the ground.
Yeah, Nick.
Or is there? I don't know.
Always got an excuse.
Come on, Nick. Cycle that virus away.
There is actually snow on the ground, but still.
There is snow on the ground? Okay. I got a little excited because I got my daughter to clean off all the leaves on top of my hops. I was like in the backyard today. I was like directing my children. It's like, you rake this, you clean off that, you do that. And I'm like sort
clean
of
off
like,
all of Daddy's booze.
Yeah, exactly. And then Liana's like cleaning off like the leaves and stuff like that. I'm like, stop! I'm like, there's a sprout on the hop. So I got a little excited. It's like spring here. It's actually warm.
Spring.
Stuff is growing. I thought maybe you weren't in like a snow-covered tundra.
Well, I'm not in snow-covered tundra, but it's like there is still snow on the ground here. It's melting away.
We'll ask Chad how he's doing.
Holy shit. Guess
Still
what
alive.
other social pariah is here?
Oh, my.
What? What'd you call me,
Here.
you fucking asshole?
Oh, it's
Social
me.
pariah.
Oh, you take that as a compliment.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself, Nick.
Oh,
Hey,
wow.
Lee is expert. He's expert level social distancing.
he's been training for this.
My entire life, yeah.
You know what? I'll tell you the real problem is right now. It's not the amount of beer that I'm sure we're all consuming, because I think we're all drinking a little bit more than the norm. But the beer stores won't take back empty, so I can't even hide it. Like I'm bringing bags. Because normally my parents have a large house, so I normally bring everything back to their bar downstairs, and I organize it. I take it back to the beer store. Right now, it's just collecting bags and bags of empties. It's awful.
Must be much more awful for your fucking parents now that they look like they're hoarders because there's so many bags of fucking empties at their house.
Well, they're social distancing. In fact, I didn't even go to their house the other day. I had Agnes bring it in for me because my dad's 81. He has cancer. I'd hate to fucking give him this thing and have him die from it. And I mean, my mom's up there too, even though she's in good health. So I mean, I'd hate to fucking kill them because I walk in there with empties. So we went over. Agnes went in because she's a little safer than I am, but we just sent the dog out, the German Shepherd. I harnessed her with my own leash, and then I took her for a walk, and then sent her back in the house.
Harnessed her. That makes it sound like you use her to pull sleds or something.
No. Well, you know what? You called me out on my lie. She was actually already pre-harnessed for me. I just leashed her, and then took her for a walk.
It also kind of sounds like I was thinking for a moment there, what you do now is you just drive by your parents' place and you throw out big bags of fucking cans and bottles on their lawn and just take off.
Well, you're not really that wrong, because Agnes dropped me off, and I left a bunch of cans on their porch. She sent the German Shepherd out. I walked the German Shepherd. Agnes called me, says, "I'm back. What do you want me to do?" I said, "Take the cans, put them in the basement, then come meet me outside. Take any food my mom wants to give me, and let's go home."
Oh wow, okay.
That's pretty much what it is, because my mom still is Polish and buys too much, and as much as I'm trying to tell her don't go shopping more than you need to, my mom still is a typical Polish lady that has to buy more than she needs. So she's going shopping. She's like, "I got all this fridge full of food. Do you want it?" I'm like, "Yes. I'm gonna starve to death if I don't." So she's like, "Do you need toilet paper or paper towels? I have like a million fucking cases," and this is way before coronavirus. My mom just stocks up on that shit.
Oh jeez, I haven't been to a store since I think Sunday.
Well, Well, when Premier Ford announced the essential businesses were closing, GLP made an announcement they were closing the retail store. I was like, just in case. I went out, so between that and cool beer for my wife, I bought like $250 worth of beer on Monday, and just to be safe. And then and I haven't been to a thing. My wife does go shopping since she is home during the day, but she went to Walmart today at 7:30 in the morning. She said there's practically nobody there. So I mean, the danger is relatively mild. I'm not saying that there's no danger, but it's one of those things. I mean, you got to do some shopping now and then, right? So.
Yeah, I've been trying to limit I mean, obviously I haven't been out since Sunday. I mean, outside of going onto my front lawn, and stuff is starting to not run out, but it's okay, I need to get celery now. It's okay, now we're out of this cereal, and it's okay, well, let me just compile one big list, and maybe I'll go out Friday morning, type of thing.
Yeah.
Right? So
yeah, you gotta try to do it all at once.
Yeah, you just don't want to be another person that's out there. It's do I really need to be out there to get deodorant, or can I just use my wife's?
What?
You know what I mean?
Or just don't
You just
wear
make
deodorant.
do.
You're at home. It's your natural manly smell. If anything, your
That's
chances
all right,
are it'll
Ash.
turn your wife on more.
It's all right, Ash. We'll keep your secret.
Oh,
God.
that was
And
good.
just so you know, I actually don't need deodorant right now, but I have used Amy's in the past, and it's okay. It just makes you smell like baby powder, and that's not bad. That's not a bad thing.
I just go without. I don't know. There's something weird to me. I do a lot of weird shit. I have no issue with licking a girl's asshole, but I don't know. Something about putting something under my arm that she put under her arm weirds me out.
Okay.
Weird.
Does that make me a weird person? I don't know.
That's a weird
Not
one, man.
no, that doesn't make you a weird person. It's everything else that you've ever said makes you a weird person.
Oh, okay. Well, as long as we've established that, that's okay.
This is just another thing that's just a drop in the ocean.
Yeah, there we go. Add it to the Greg Ocean. I need more.
Yeah.
The Great Atlantic.
Lee, are
I
you off tomorrow, Lee?
Store for a while either.
No.
You're in tomorrow?
Yeah,
Or
I'm in
tonight?
tomorrow. No, not tonight.
Now, Lee, at the place that you work, you're not actually very much you don't really interact with the public, though, right? I know you're an essential service, but you don't really actually have to interact with people all that much.
Nope.
So that's good.
Yep. That's why I took the job in the first place.
You just gotta watch out for those shifty people around you. I don't trust them at all.
Yeah, I keep away from them too, for the most part.
You look a little shifty. I don't know if I trust you.
Sometimes you just gotta call security and have your brother removed from the store.
We don't have security at the store.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we don't live in a town where people are walking around with loaded guns and shit. So it's
Your brother literally does that, doesn't he?
This is
not
North
in
Carolina.
public.
Oh, okay. I thought your brother's one of those gun nuts that he's ready for the apocalypse.
Oh, he is a gun nut. I mean, if anyone came knocking on our door, they'd be dead. But
Yeah.
Even the mailman?
why would the mailman knock on our door? We have a mailbox. We're not fucking savages.
Yeah, they put it in a mailbox because your brother. Just saying.
They put it in a mailbox because they put in mailboxes in every fucking community in Canada, pretty much. That's why they put it in a mailbox.
God, it's a joke, all right.
Yeah, I know.
Jeez,
It's
Nick,
not funny, all right?
You know what, Nick? Those kinds of jokes is what get you taken offline.
Yeah, you monster.
Not that kind of joke.
I'm gonna have you canceled.
I am going off cam. I am going to say goodnight to my kids. I'll be back soon.
All right.
All right.
See you in a
Gonna
bit.
go bang the wife. Good for you, actually.
Lee might be interested in what I'm drinking.
Fisticuffs.
Fisticuffs,
Ooh.
what? Barley wine.
Chardonnay barley wine.
Yeah. I've had
Very
Okay.
nice, Mr. Lowe.
I hear
Good
it. Sorry,
Good
go ahead.
age on it.
Yeah, this is. Well, it's been in the NB liquor for. I don't know, when did this come out? Bottled fresh on October 12, 2018. So,
Oh, there you go.
year and a half. It's okay. A little smooth. A little muted, actually. But then again, I'm drinking this right after having a Boulevard Quad.
Yeah.
So,
Oh
big
boy.
beers today.
Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah.
Nick's coming
boy.
unglued.
Yeah, sure.
I'm drinking this after having some fried chicken today, so I'm gonna whatever I drink, it's gonna end up as diarrhea.
Fried chicken. Ugh.
Well, actually, the local grocery store by my parents' place has it sells out pretty quickly, but they make fried chicken, and then it's part of their fresh meals thing. But this one they actually package, but it's shockingly good. And so my wife goes and buys it. It sells out really quickly, though. So my wife goes and buys it now and then when we're in the area. And we had it for supper today. And oh, my goodness, was it good.
Oh, my goodness.
It makes the plantation lifestyle totally worth it.
Fuck. Yeah, this chat's being taken down.
Oh, Nick, in this time of viruses, you know what? It's okay. Farm life is just... Actually, farmers feed crops. Sorry, farmers feed cities. That's what they do. Well, they do feed crops, too, with water and, I assume, fertilizer.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
This has been Farming 101.
Farming 101, that course.
From the guy that's in the demographic for Cole Haan shoes, which is City Boy. City Slicker, Greg.
I had never bought Cole Haan shoes. Although one of the lawyers at my work, I was randomly... I don't know how I mentioned, but I mentioned that I know a guy that works for Cole Haan. She's like, oh my God, does he get discounts? My favorite pair of high heels is from Cole Haan ever, and I can't get them anymore because they're sold out. And they don't make them. I was like, I don't know. He probably also doesn't want to get you a discount since you're like a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend of mine. So. Anyway, Cole Haan's probably. I just like Cole Haan because Ashley works there. Also his hot Asian co-worker.
He's a hot Asian co-worker.
He does.
Interesting.
I know she's into me because I once went in there and I said, "Hey, is Ashley working today?" She's like, "No, today's the day off." I'm like, "All right."
Guess who's back again?
I mean, her words said nothing, but I could totally tell she wanted to fuck me.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably not. But
oh, God.
You sound like my delusional uncle. We once went to a restaurant with my dad and my brother, and apparently the waitress, like, you know, it's basically said thank you, hope you come back sometime, and he took that as like some big fucking come on, like she wanted to bang him or some shit. And he actually like made a scene. He like the next time he showed up there, he's like, oh, you know, I know the sort of the message you were slipping towards me there the last time I was here and all that, and I was like, oh God, it's like I'm glad I did not go eating with them guys at that point.
How you doing, Simon? Right?
Hi.
I'm doing all right, yeah.
You know what? A girl I used to work with, and she used to work at Swiss Chalet of all places, so not a place where you really associate with super hot waitresses. And again, this girl she's not bad looking. She's a little bit overweight, so I mean, depending what your taste is. But she told me, like, that it is, like, so easy to get stalkers. Like, you have to sort of always walk that line of being nice, but trying not to be too nice. Like, she once had a trucker who thought she was into him. And every time her shift ended, his truck was parked in the parking lot waiting for her, to the point where she actually had to be, like, have people escort her into her car and make sure she leaves the parking lot. So it's like I think it's just a profession where you're essentially paid to be nice to people because, you know, nicer you are, nicer tips. You're just gonna get fucking hit on because everyone just assumes, hey, I want to fuck you, or you want to fuck whatever.
A girl I worked with at when I worked at the gas station years ago, she came to the gas station job after having worked in one of the local Chinese restaurants for the longest time, and so she was always on that mode of, oh, you know, like, thanks very much, see you again soon, and then, you know, have a good day and all that stuff, like super uber nice, to the point where it's like the boss took her aside and was like, don't fucking say that shit to customers. We get some pretty rough hillbillies and shit in this gas station, and one of them's gonna take it the wrong way and, like, basically try to rape you in the parking lot. So that's not do it.
That's what we call the good old boys.
Uh-huh.
Actually, the gas station right behind us, you know, we've lived here for almost 7, probably close to 8 years at this point, and you know, it's always the typical gas station guy. I'd start as a racist, Nick, but it's usually older Indian guys. And now it's like, I don't know, like, there's these 2 hotties that work there. They're like, they freaking almost look underage. Like, they're like, gotta be like 18, 19, 20. Like, they're very young. and fucking like Indian chicks, and they are such a bunch of hotties. And every time I go there, I get a little excited. But I'm also fully aware they don't want to bang an old man like me. So, but hey, I can just enjoy what I enjoy because they enjoy their probably undersized uniforms.
Just stick to the club. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's closed, so listen, I'm hard up for entertainment right now.
Well, hard
I'm
up.
trying to encourage the club to do takeout.
Definitely hard.
But so far they're not.
Well,
Like maybe a drive-by.
You can always just go into Pornhub and like search for terms like barely legal, Indian
Jesus.
girl, uniform fetish, and just sort of pair all those together, and you'll probably get some approximation of.
Here's the funny thing: is I don't particularly
Many
have a thing.
categories.
I don't particularly
No.
have a thing for young girls. In fact, I generally prefer older women.
Good.
I think
Good.
it's more the fact that you go to a gas station, you don't expect a bunch of hotties serving you, and here you go in and you're just like, oh boy, well yes, I'd like a car wash.
Yeah, is your tank empty? Yeah.
Yeah, please fill. Well, no, it's I want to fill you up it's the other way around.
Oh boy,
Greg definitely wants to pump something.
Yeah.
Well,
Whackity schmackity doo.
No, don't you dare take my fucking catch.
Exactly, Nick. It's got to be funny if you're going to say it.
Oh, give Nick a break. He's
I did.
he's currently trying to figure out how to censor Prospector Ewart out of here.
No, leave me alone.
Are we talking about games or gaming?
What?
Are we talking about going to talk about games? Here?
Yeah, Resident Evil 3 is
What?
coming out.
No,
in a
I'm
few
playing
days.
a
I'm
playing a
looking forward
pool
to that.
game. Playing a pool game on the phone. Anyway,
Oh, sorry for interrupting your pool game, Nick, with our discussion on your channel.
Yeah.
What the fuck,
What,
guy?
swimming pool or?
Oh, is Nick into swimming pools? Is that his thing?
You taking like little squirrel nibbles at your fucking pepperoni piece you have there? Can't you eat that like a man?
Who, me?
Mm.
I'm having
No,
crackers.
I'm talking to Nick.
I gotta ration it.
You got
Ration?
a ration pepperoni.
Was this the Trailer Park Boys?
Yeah, like you're
Yeah.
not going to eat the whole fucking thing, Nick.
I thought that was bacon. I thought that was bacon.
Yeah, but I want to fucking enjoy it.
Nick, you're kind of like a snake. You just unhinge your jaw and the whole thing goes.
Jesus Christ.
Unhinged your jaw.
Now that's all the girls trying to give me a blowjob.
Whoa!
Wow.
Oh.
Wait. The girls try to give you a blowjob. And what, they stick their dick in your mouth? I'm trying to figure out how that works.
What?
Fuck off.
Because they were talking about you unhinging your jaw.
Yeah, I'm confused by
I'm
the
not going
mechanics
there.
of all that.
I'm not going there.
Yeah, me neither. No.
Listen, I'll tell you what. I was once out for a dinner with Agnes and two of her coworkers, and they're all dirty
Okay.
girls. And one of them made a joke that the two of them, if they had dicks, they would double team Agnes. Ever since then, that's become my fantasy. I'm just like, I want two of your coworkers, female coworkers with dicks, just to double team you. And she's like, that is
Hope
that
there's
is weird.
female.
But okay.
Jesus.
Jesus.
She
Yeah,
thought
exactly
that
that.
was, she thought that was weird coming from you.
Well, I'm not generally into
Yeah.
chicks with dicks, but then I'm just like, okay, yeah, I can see enjoying watching that.
No. Jesus.
Chicks with dicks be fucking another chick.
I got a buddy who's real into chicks with dicks, like to the point where I'm kind of like, I almost think you're gay, but whatever. He's not, but he really
Might be
likes
bisexual.
chicks with dicks. They turn him on, and I'm just like, oh, well, I don't like the chick with dick, but I don't mind if chicks with dicks are banging a regular chick. That's okay, because who cares where the penis comes from? Does it matter if it comes from a man or a he, she, or a female, whatever you want to call it?
I have no idea.
Hey, whose channel is this on again?
Next.
Yeah, no. Really.
Not mine.
God.
No.
For the record, I fully support the LGBT whatever community. It's all good. You do with your genitals whatever you want, and
Self-isolating is
ideally do it to
an
you
effect.
without his consent.
Huh?
Yeah, because it's not rape.
Do it to Ewart, you said?
Do it to you or
Why? Leave me alone.
why not?
I don't know.
My goal one day is for Ewart to walk out of his house and just be showered by a bunch of semen, with like a wedding, like they throw rice, just kind of like that. Except with
Listen,
semen on Ewart.
Where's Redbeard right now? I miss Carrie
That works.
because like his verbal diarrhea at least is
Oh, yeah.
that makes some
not,
sense.
It's not as messy
Diarrhea?
on your forehead.
Well, not
didn't wanna-
complete sense, not complete sense, but
Yeah, he didn't want to be part of this AMSR mukbang that's going on here. Nick's on camera eating shit. You're off camera eating shit.
Yeah. I mean, and for the record, I've got a 5-year-old, nearly a 5-year-old daughter, and I'm not gay. So, just saying. Yeah.
So you have to correct record on that.
You got a 5-year-old something, but I didn't hear what the rest was.
Yeah, Carrie's still not convinced.
No, well,
I'd say it would be.
There you go. There you go. Funny guy.
You and your partner and their daughter. That seems suspect. No.
I think Carrie's just not on the show because he's mad that Craig's not gay.
Yeah.
Well, I get it. To
be fair, I was pretty upset too, but I've learned to accept you for the straight man you are.
Just happy.
This is a big breakthrough. It took Greg a long time to do this.
We worked our way through it because before it was difficult, but we're okay. I just gotta try to imagine you not eating a dick, and that's just something I gotta work through in my life.
You'll go over it.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'll still imagine you were eating them. I'm gonna get another beer.
That's fun too. What are you drinking, Lee? Anything decent?
I'm drinking a Two Crows Brewing Liesse table beer.
That's a good one.
Oh yeah, you reviewed that one, I think, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. Cool.
Nice.
I know they've got Two Crows. They've got that weird kind of out of focus label or whatever it is.
Yeah, they got the one that sort of looks like if you had the 3D glasses, you would see like a 3-dimensional crow on it or whatever. Like if you could get those old 3D glasses that you could get in like a box of cereal or whatever that has like it had the blue and the green fucking lenses.
Yeah. Fuck people like that. Cool. You need glasses because they're fine.
Yeah.
How's your workplace? How's your workplace? All that bollocks going on? Is it?
Oh, super busy, but they're giving us extra money to be there, so.
Good. You guys deserve it.
Yeah. Danger money.
Take a ride into the danger pay.
Yeah, it's danger pay for the fucking people who have to work cash registers and shit like that. Like they're the ones that's like, wow, okay, you're taking a big risk. I'm not taking so much of a risk because I'm constantly washing my hands.
He's the stock boy.
Have we set up what?
I was gonna say, have you guys set up any sort of barriers? Because in Toronto, they're set up a lot of barriers where you don't actually.
We've got that
plastic between you and the customer.
No, they got
well, at the tills you have over here.
Yeah, at the tills, I don't know if they have barriers there yet. Last time I worked, they have just tape marked on the floor to keep people like separated by 6 feet or whatever. One standing at the cash, and they have notices all over the place like please stand the fuck away from people.
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
Yeah, like
friends and neighbors. Yeah, who needs them?
Fuck up.
Who needs them now?
Go ahead, good sir.
Hey, Lee, I didn't quite understand. I was at Lowe's today getting a couple things. And they had those boxes on the floor. Do I stand in the box or not in the box?
I wouldn't know.
They don't explain it to me. I'm like, what is this thing on the floor? What do I do? Do I stand in here or no?
Yes, if it's a box, you would stand in the box.
I assume you just stand in or very close to it because they also had this at the credit union today that I went into. Fucking, it's like Purell your goddamn hand. Like they have one of those automatic dispensers where you put your hand under it and it's got a sensor and it just squirts on your hand.
Some hillbilly like drinking it.
Sounds like
kind of like a glory hole, like an automatic glory hole kind of thing.
Sanitizer glory hole.
Yeah, and then you walk in and they got tape on the floor. You're supposed to like hand over whatever you're supposed to hand over to the credit union. Like, oh, I want to take this much out, and then you're supposed to step back while they get you your money, and then you take it off the counter.
Step back, motherfucker.
And then, I mean, they're so paranoid. They tried to give me a debit card today. It's like, would you like a debit card? No, I don't want a fucking debit card. Piss off. And then at the NSLC, they had.
You don't have a debit card?
No, I don't have a debit
I know you
card.
pay with cash with everything at the fucking.
Why would I want to? Why would I want to pay for the right to use my money? It's bad enough the fucking credit union charges me to fucking have an account at their place.
Mm.
I mean, it depends where you go. Like, if you have like a account like Simply Financial, then it doesn't cost you a thing.
Yeah, I don't know what Simply Financial is. I don't think we have that.
It used to be President's Choice, and now it's called Simply Financial. It's totally like free. It doesn't. There's no fees. No, you don't pay for checks. Nothing.
Okay. Well, I don't know about that. But then we went to the liquor store, and they got the five people in the 5 customers in the store at any given time limit now. It used to be 50 last week, but now it's down to 5. So you actually have to wait at the door, and then they let you in as soon as someone leaves. So.
Oh jeez. I haven't gone to the LCBO since I think Friday of last week. So Amy's run out of wine, so I'm gonna have to go to the wine store.
All I can say is I'm glad I went to North Bay when I did.
What?
What? No one's saying that.
Who said that ever?
Jesus, Nick, what's wrong with you?
What the hell does that even mean?
That's
Did you get this one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you had it yet?
Yeah, I've had it before.
You've had it before? Okay.
Really good.
You guys got in when all the good shit was in, like, because I'm looking. It's like they have one Imperial Stout now. It's like, I don't even want to order anymore. It's not worth it.
So this was brewed with Vermont Brewery Lost Nation. This is Citra Simcoe Galaxy and fermented with Lost Nation's house yeast. So that's their brewer's yeast. Right. It's another hazy.
What other yeast would it be?
I don't know. If you recultivate a yeast enough times, it just sort of transforms. It just becomes your own. Yeah.
Yep.
It probably started off as like US-05 or some dumb shit.
Or that Conan yeast.
Yeah, the Conan.
It's a Vermont yeast. So
this actually smells a little bit like gym sock.
Yummy.
No, like seriously, it has like that like really musty type smell.
Yummy. I like that.
It's got a gym sock must to it.
Onion, garlic, best.
I don't know if I'd call it onion and garlic.
Well, I'm just saying, but
I attribute onion and garlic to like really green, like really astringent hop, like super green fresh. Like
or Jim that's only frequented by like
Simcoe gives a lot of that. Simcoe gives cat pea, but it also gives onion and garlic.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever encountered that in a beer.
One of my favorite profiles is on Green Flash's palate wrecker. I gotta look up that hop bill on that because that was always like really killer for that.
What was it? Do you remember?
I don't remember. I have to look it up.
What is it called? Green
Flash. Their palate wrecker.
So this beer actually, the Friends and Neighbors tastes a lot like the Provincial, only just amped up with slightly different hops. I would almost say that the malt bill is very similar. They just changed up the hops a little bit because I'm getting like the same malt base type of like sweetness to it. It's just the hops are just sort of jumbled up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw the Provincial. It was a hot profile. Didn't excite me.
But, okay, so I don't know if you missed the first bit of this, but so with the Provincial, they call it an IPA, right? It's just IPA with Cascade and Chinook, right? So I was thinking West Coast, old school, piney, grapefruit, boom, clean, and it turned out to be like a haze bomb. And I was like, okay, is that what we're calling IPAs now? So I don't know. It's just like, because IPA is just such a generic term that I just associate it with, the old school, clean, West Coast style. And
I think some people are just like they just sort of bored with when you call something a New England IPA. So they're just like, we're just going to call it an IPA, and if it's hazy, it's hazy, and if it's not, it's not.
And it's not. So you don't really know what you're getting at.
Exactly. Yeah, because people are going to gravitate to one thing or another or dismiss it if it isn't. So I think Dominion's sort of like, we're not even going to call it any of that stuff right now. It is what it is. Because it creates a sort of bias already for or against something.
Yeah.
Right.
But we need that bias to buy what we want to drink. Because when I bought this, and the provincial, it was tasty all on its own. Don't get me wrong. I just wanted something that was a little bit more like old school IPA. And,
I gotcha.
And given the fact that it was like Cascade and Chinook, I sort of thought I'm an intelligent individual. I know what I should expect from Cascade and Chinook. And instead, I got a hazy, and that's fine. But
yeah. You weren't anticipating it.
Oh,
I gotcha.
Apparently, they only believe in like 4 styles, and so if it vaguely falls under IPA, yeah, this is our IPA, buddy.
Yep.
Deal with it.
There you go. This is very tasty, though. I actually like this.
Yeah, it's good.
It's got a little bit more bite to it as well.
Yeah, right before when I started predicting the borders would tighten up and all, I popped over to the U.S. and I bought Antihero and the one from my Great Lakes that Joe likes. The other one, very clear, very old school. It's nice to have in the fridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you in Ontario then, Europe?
Yeah, very across the border.
For some reason, I thought you was in America.
He lives close enough. He actually.
I live very, very close.
He's like right across the river from Detroit.
Yeah. I took a picture the other day, put on my Instagram where I'm on the roof of my work, and you can see the Detroit skyline. It's like right there, essentially.
Bloody hell. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Fuck me, that was good. Tried that easy. Easy answers. Yeah.
So actually, I just looked up the Green Flash pallet wrecker. It is, it's tons. They use a ton of hop, but it's 6 pounds per barrel of Columbus and Centennial.
There you go.
Interesting. Old school
classic sea hop stuff.
Yeah.
I love old school Ashley Sexton.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought I could have sworn there was Simcoe in it, but it makes sense with Columbus. The Centennial is a good hop. If you put enough of it in there, I think it sings pretty good. But
I don't brew with Centennial all that much, and actually my Centennial died. So
I like Centennial. Yeah. I think it's
like Centennial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's for like if you're making a classic IPA, I think that's the one to go with. I mean, Cascade is just kind of a boring. Yeah. It's a filler hop, but
Yeah, I mean, years ago, before the shit at the founders, their Centennial IPA.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
So Sierra Nevada a few days ago, they actually released the full recipe on like a homebrewer scale of their Sierra Nevada, like typical IPA, and it is all Cascade from top to bottom. Like the entire hop bill's Cascade, but that's not a surprise. But it was really cool because they actually just used 2 different malts in it too.
Cascade from top to bottom. I like that.
Yeah, it's just Cascade from bittering all the way down to flavor additions and dry hop additions, and their malt bill is just 2 row with a little bit of caramel 60 and Chico yeast, which is a Cali ale yeast, and that's it. It's super simple, but they just dialed it in so well. They created their brewery off it, essentially.
Yeah, I think that Chico yeast is probably theirs.
Yeah, it's like when someone says use Chico yeast, I just use US-05 because it's super clean. And that's
but being in Sierra Nevada, aren't they from Chico? And they've been around so long, I would think it's a yeast that they probably created.
Yeah, exactly. It's probably their house yeast or whatever it is, and then. But I think that US-05 is sort of based off it, like for the homebrewers. I think that's what that yeast was trying to emulate.
Cool story, bro.
Ashley, what is the highest ABV beer you've ever brewed?
Not high, like maybe 8%.
Oh, that's reasonably high. What was it?
It was a Imperial Stout, the cocoa with cocoa. It's just like a milk stout, essentially.
Well, that's pretty high because most milk stouts are sort of in the 5 to 6%.
Yeah, well, I don't really know what I'm doing all that much, so you sort of
Oh,
overshoot the mark a little.
Throw a bunch of shit in a pot.
Yeah, you just throw a whole bunch of shit in the pot and just fucking like boil it up and stuff. But no, it's
boil it up.
Once you start getting into like really high ABVs, that's when you have to start like messing around with the yeast a little bit and your yeast nutrients and making sure that your oxygen levels are right. And it's just too much shit for me to even worry about. I would much rather just brew something that's going to be between 5 to 6%. And I know that any yeast I pitch into the wort is going to ferment out clean without any issues and not throw off any crazy esters because it's being stressed out. So I usually don't brew above 6%.
Here's the real question: How high have you been brewing a beer?
Oh,
that's a good question. Probably when I start, nothing at all. There's probably been a few times where I finished probably higher than I should. But as long as you take all the sanitation steps beforehand, you're good to go. So you can get as high as you want while everything's boiling, as long as everything's sanitized before you start doing all your transferring and stuff. So I've thought about it. It's a very valid question.
actually, I challenge you to make a 12% beer.
I can't. Well, I could. I'd have to go and get a special yeast, like a turbo yeast. That's like meant for like people who like to put sugar in water and just make alcohol out of that.
Now, I remember some dude at Niagara Brewery College, although granted he was kind of a loudmouth, so he may have been full of shit. He was saying that there's some yeast that are actually very volatile, where if you're not careful with them, they actually will explode, and they sort of have to create special rooms to brew them in.
What?
What?
I don't know.
Rooms. No.
That's for some guy at Niagara Brewing College. But like I said, the dude was a bit of a loudmouth, so I don't totally take what he said as gospel, but
I don't know about that. Students. See, you have to worry about explosions when you homebrew, when you are bottling your beer before the fermentation is done, because what you can accidentally do if fermentation is not done, you're putting beer into a vessel and you're capping it, and it's still fermenting, thus creating CO2. So there's enough pressure to actually explode and like cause the glass to shatter. That's very dangerous, well, for obvious reason. But yeah, I don't know about using specific yeasts that are volatile to that extent. That seems a little extreme, but who knows? I don't know. I don't really know that much.
I'm perfectly willing to accept that he may have been a filthy liar. I don't know. It was Nick. We heard your cough there, Nick.
Oh my god! Are you okay, Nick?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Did you take your temperature yet?
No. I haven't stuck a thermometer up my ass. Sorry.
It doesn't need to be an anal thermometer. You can just take your temperature like a regular human being.
Doesn't have to go up your ass.
Why not?
Hey guys, I got this brand new beer. It was great to hoop. Well, Nick, your taste buds aren't in your butt, buddy.
Hey guys, big surprise. There's no comments.
Yeah. There's only one viewer. It's probably Mercy Beers.
It's actually me. It's me watching the comments.
Yeah, our viewership's kind of dropped off in the last little while.
Fuck them.
Wow, this virus has really affected the small guys.
This is going on since last year. It's all the comments that Greg drops.
You know what's been funny? I've been watching. Amy and I. We've watched. Do you guys watch the Food Network?
Wow.
Okay, so Alton Brown is a guy. He's on the Food Network. He probably has his fucking face on a bunch of different shows. Anyways, he and his wife once a week have been doing live cooking sessions from their kitchen, and it's really actually funny because he's a closet alcoholic, and he just doesn't drink. Right? I think that's what this coronavirus is showing us, that we all want to enjoy a little bit more alcohol in our life. But it's funny. He's doing a 30 to 45 minute cooking show with his wife, unscripted in his kitchen, and it's actually quite funny. They did it one the other night, and I think it's every Tuesday. So not that you learn anything from it. It's a distraction.
Cool story, bro.
It's a distraction, right? Well, so like, yeah.
Totally, bro.
Well,
Totally,
I, for
bro.
one, wish Nick
So-
would be a little more serious about this show and respect his audience to be on camera. That's just me.
Shut up, Redbeard.
No, he's not here yet. Just good old plantation owner Ewart and Greg and the fat guy with the weird hair Lee and totally straight Craig and actually totally going to give it to his wife Sexton. That's the crew you got, Nick. Sorry if we're not good enough for you.
Yeah, whatever, Greg.
Yeah, we never live up to fucking pepperoni boys fucking standards over there.
Hawaiian pizza.
Yeah.
Fucking here I am swallowing this whole pepperoni, Nick.
Not even swallowing it, nibbling it like a weirdo.
What's wrong with Hawaiian pizza?
It's disgusting.
Nothing.
Hawaiian pizza is fantastic. Let's not even go here.
Some people don't like it. Some people think it's a coronavirus. You know.
What if you double up on the pork on it and you have ham and bacon?
And
Does it-
no pineapple?
Well, no, the pineapple's
yeah.
there, but like, wouldn't like 2 armies of pork beat 1 army of pineapple?
Armies.
Is this
Right.
massive pork army you're talking about?
No, okay. So I was playing
Don't get
Risk the
excited,
other day with the
Nick.
kids. So it's like I have Risk on the mind. So it's like, okay, it's like my kids are completely inept at playing Risk. I mean, they're only 9, so they're still learning. But it's like, yeah, I'm gonna put my 2 armies up against your 5 armies. It's like, are you sure you want to do that? Because I'm like rolling 2 dice and you're rolling 1. Like, yeah, I want to do it. Like, really? I thought I raised you better than this. So
But admit it, you feel like a big man every time you crush your children at risk.
Oh, 100%. But they have to learn. They have to learn the crush. They have to learn what the iron.
They have to learn what failure is.
Exactly. So.
I was gonna say, Ashley, like when you beat your kids, do you cuff them on the head and be like,
You
No.
sort of Al Bundy it and you berate them and shit. Like,
No, I just tell them why I beat them.
You
You realize why I won so bad? It's because you did this, and it was
want to, but
you just be like, never forget where your semen came from.
Isn't negative reinforcement actually positive if it works?
It is positive. Kids have to learn failure. You can't raise kids in the positive bubble. They have to learn that pain, or they have to experience.
I play when I play Hungry Hippos. My daughter, and she always gets upset when she loses. It's like, well, don't play them.
Being a turd.
You have to learn how to control your emotions, and you have to learn from your mistakes.
Exactly. The beatings will continue until morale improves.
mm-hmm. Exactly.
It's like, well, if you're going to be like this, I'm not playing. And she's like, oh, okay. Then. So she thinks then it's like, sort your shit out, you know.
So if I doubled up on if I doubled up on the pork and the bacon, and before I ate the pizza, I took the pineapple off and left it in a little pile for some weirdo to eat. That would maybe be acceptable.
No, see, the proper way you do it is you take off all the pork and you keep the pineapple, and then you get more pineapple from another pizza, put it all on the pizza, and then you actually put the pizza slice on top of a pineapple, and then you eat it all like that. That is the proper amount of pineapple on pineapple pizza.
You're like a war criminal.
See, I would say if different kinds of pizza were classified as services during the coronavirus, pineapple pizza, that's an essential service. Margarita pizza, non-essential. I don't like margarita pizza.
What's a margarita pizza? I feel like I know this pizza.
That's just mozzarella and tomatoes, and that's it. Right?
Mozzarella.
Pesto.
No, it's just mozzarella and basil leaves.
Basil.
That's one of those bullshit New York pizzas where they think putting fucking cheese and tomato sauce on bread constitutes pizza.
Yeah, basically, it's not particularly exciting. Although I've heard there are some places that make really good ones, but yeah, it's not very exciting. But I'm all. But you know what? Like every once in a while, I'll be like, I'm kind of in the mood for no meat, and I will have a pineapple and green olive pizza, and it is delicious.
Oh, green olives all day, any day.
See, whenever I put the pineapple on, so like going back to the Hawaiian pizza, if you did Hawaiian but you added hot pepper to it, I like that contrast because you get this. You get like the sweetness from the pineapple, the saltiness from the ham, whether it's bacon or ham or whatever the fuck you want to put on it, and then you get the spiciness from the pepper, and it's like it does it's juju and it's good. I like it.
Maybe. Well, let's get less anti-Semitic there for a second.
Wow.
I will chop up. I will chop up. How about this? I'll make a compromise. I'll chop up yellow banana peppers.
Yes.
And make them sort of look like pineapple, and then I'll just trick myself. This is the tastiest pineapple I've ever had in my life.
That's the fucking spiciest pineapple ever. I love it.
Well, you know what? It's funny because there was an Indian girl at my work, and she was telling me about.
Which like this Indian or this Indian?
No.
Whoa!
What?
Wow!
Whoa!
What the hell? All right, this chat's getting cut.
Oh, come on!
She's the dog Indian, not the Wawa Indian. It's a valid question. Not just sexy that.
That's like your number one clientele at Cole Haan too. I can't believe it.
Right? Exactly.
So,
we actually build water wells in India for our workers. So
there you go. See, Nick, they're a good resource.
Good reasons for having sweatshops in different countries.
Oh.
They're not sweatshops, man.
Okay.
It's gainful employment.
I'm sorry,
they're ethically sourced shoes then.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're not sweatshops if they don't think they are.
I'm real fucking tired of Nick's racism. But anyway,
Shut up, Greg.
I shouldn't have even said Indian because that gets Nick going. Then now Nick has to be racist.
Going.
You know,
The chat's getting taken down anyway, so whatever.
Okay, to be fair though, Nick, that was a quote from a movie, and I can't remember which one, but that was actually in a movie within the 2000s.
Yeah. Also,
I can't remember
in the movie Casino, they called them sand niggers. So that's
well,
Jesus Christ!
I didn't say that.